Yeah,
Is he?
Mario, I still, well, I was going to say I still believe has a world record in Lunar Dragon, but basically, only one other person runs it. But we're getting started here. Sorry for me rambling on. Good luck, everybody. Keep cape. Don't die.
So Mario has the world record for Lunar Dragon in 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 10 seconds. Oh, but we're getting started. I'm behind. I'm totally distracted by other things. I apologize.
Not to worry about it. But this time we have 4 new players on stream. Last time we had like 2 or 3, but we have 4 totally new players. Our top left guy is IDABS, a fairly new runner, but someone who's really pushed the boat out with how fast they've progressed. And even though they've only been about for about a year at this point, have bought me several times in different categories. Dunkel Gutik, top right hand corner, does a lot of work for the SMW Brazilian community. I'm a big fan.
He's got a really nice PB as well. He's got 36 minutes and 16 seconds. So
yeah, he's improved it so much over the last couple of days. I should mention as well, Dab's PB, 33:50 something. I don't know. I can't remember everybody's time. I should
no worry. I've got the list in front of me. I'm not seeing IDABs on the speedrun leaderboard. Does he? Do you know if
he's below me? No, I'm only joking. Seathorn, I believe, has a top 10 time. You know, I could just get the list up myself.
No, that's fine. Okay. You're close. He's 13th place with 33 minutes and 21 seconds.
Okay, he's only 13th, and
only 13th.
There is a very good chance in this tournament that we're going to see most runners get PBs, and my prediction is that we're probably going to see a world record by the end of this. Not the end of these qualifiers tonight, but probably by the end of the tournament.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, Seathorn and Dabs both with 33 is very good. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, you know, I mean, not just the qualifiers, but just think about all the time that's going to be spent in the next few days of people practicing and doing these runs, you know, on their own streams and so forth. I mean, that we're probably going to have like more runs of this route in the next 4 days than we have in like the last year.
And that's even more accurate because this is a category that basically no one really runs that much. It's pretty massive in the Japanese community. Again, why I was so keen to sort of maybe give this category another go and try and get the two communities to sort of do a tournament together, which we are seeing. But yeah, sort of to support your point earlier as well. Last tournament that we did, Louis managed to tie the world record to the second in one of his tournament races.
Oh,
so it is very possible.
Seathorn showing off with a little, I don't even know what those giant wooden pistons are called, but he clipped through one just for fun.
I think we call them crushers as well, even though we call other things crushers. I'm not sure. The things that crush you in room 2 of Iggy's. I've no idea. I should know.
I make up new names for everything on the fly because it's fun, and that's. I mean, if you can't have fun with it, then what's the point, right?
My favorite impromptu name is just the spiky ball on the chin. Even though that's not too far off what it is anyway. So yes, all having very similar world ones. Dunkel just like even though Dunkel's in 4th here, he's probably only in 4th by about half a second. So very. We might see a difference after these cape. No, everybody having good cape grabs. Very nice.
Yeah. That cape grab. So I was doing kind of the more intuitive cape grab of grabbing it, then running on the ground, and then jumping up, rather than floating down and trying to hold your P speed. For the longest time, I've just recently moved to that little bit faster cape grab. It saves about a second to a second and a half, is what I found out, which is why I'm forcing myself to learn it.
Yeah, there are just so many things whenever you get started. I'm sort of incremental. I've noticed that you've been an incrementalist, and you sort of just improve one thing, and then improve another thing, and eventually you come together with a full run. And then there are these
Mhm.
other people who are just like, you know what? I'm gonna learn everything now. They go into
Yeah.
their video for a month, and then they come out and they're just getting world records. So there very much are two approaches to it. The second one being more effective if you have a lot of time and patience.
Yeah, I'm watching. So one of the things I was watching for on this level is if anyone was going to get the secret exit, and all four runners were smart enough to go for the correct exit. But if you
Good
are
job, team.
just in muscle memory, so easy to go for the wrong exit.
And I reckon it's probably already happened at least once, outside of the races that we've seen on the restream. Thankfully, it hasn't happened on a restream yet, but it probably has happened already.
So I'm gonna pick your brain a little bit because you verify
Feel
runs.
free. It's a good thing for the stream as well.
Absolutely. If so, say like someone screws up, accidentally goes to Star World. Maybe they finish Star World 1 and then realize they screwed up. I mean, they could just go back to the regular route, or is that a failed run as in terms of verifying runs?
Um, it would be fine because going through Star World. Well, I mean, if they went through Star World and say beat Bowser, that's definitely a fail. But
Sure.
assuming that you
Yeah.
don't go on and beat the game, it's only going to cost you time. So, um, the limitation is more just don't use the shortcut to go and beat Bowser, rather than you're not allowed to enter Star World strictly.
Hmm.
Um, I was trying to think of it. I was trying to think of an example because there has been one pretty recently, but that question has come up, and there's pretty much no point to disqualify people for it. They've already lost a bunch of time if they've done that.
Yeah. I mean,
But it's a
I
good thing
mean,
to ask. Good thing to ask.
it, it's an interesting thought experiment, but I mean, the bottom line is, if you're disqualifying them, you're disqualifying them out of what 150th place or something like that. So, I mean,
That's probably the other thing as well. Oh
mhm.
no, and Yoshi is having a bit. I'm not sure how. Yoshi must have just hit one of those Goombas and come down out of flight. But ooh,
Oh
yeah,
no.
yeah.
Oh,
I sort of saw that one in slow motion. That can be very frustrating. And
oh no.
I will,
Yoshi reset. Is he
yeah,
forfeiting, or
I'm
was
gonna
that
say
just
something
muscle
in
memory?
defense of Yoshi. That might have been muscle memory, or that might have just been like such a flash in the pan moment. It'd be very
Yeah.
frustrating for that to happen, but we probably will need to get somebody else up. GG's Yoshi.
Oh
Hopefully
no,
we'll get to
yeah.
see you in the next race. Because Yoshi is a very, very good runner, and I expect him to do pretty well in this tournament as well. Derwoo's went silent. That must mean we're in Castle 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, again, these guys make it look so easy, but it's not. And grabbing that spring, it looks like the easiest part of it all. That is probably the worst part of this entire level. It's so easy
I'm
to just miss
in
it.
in my in my journey to become better. I'm just working on the flying, like the springboard. I leave there. I don't even try to grab it at this point. I'm just worried more about getting up. There's three cycles right off the bat that you can, or three platforms you can jump off of to miss. I believe it's 2 cycles, which is a lot of time in that castle.
14 seconds.
14
Or
seconds, yeah.
well, it depends what you consider a cycle. Do you consider a cycle like the whole way to the right and the whole way to the left, or like that twice for 2 cycles? Because that would save, or
Um,
that would lose like 20 plus seconds. Well, it would just lose double.
yeah. I mean, I think I just consider a cycle opportunity, opportunity to advance
Then
from.
yeah, probably what you're talking about is 20 plot, like probably about 25 ish.
I see. Oh, okay. So you're talking about like, because I'm thinking of it as opportunity to opportunity, because that's how much time you've lost, as opposed
Yeah.
to, are you talking about
Yeah, no,
like,
then you're talking about an actual cycle, then yes.
yeah.
Um,
Oh no, what's going on over with Dunkel? Oh, is he dying just to take a cape? Oh, he must be, because he didn't have a cape in
Yeah,
Vanilla Dome 1.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
got hit there. And you can continue in VD1 and hopefully maybe get the
Ooh.
no-cape strat, but if you miss it, you're going to be losing even more time, and it's not consistent. Well, I mean, it's consistent if you know how to do it, but it's tough.
Yeah.
Very tough.
Is
Not
there a
something
closer
that,
cape? Because he went all the way back to Donut Plains 1. In this route, do you think there's a...
Oh, that's a very interesting thing that I can't believe I haven't mentioned yet. So, if you're running on the Japanese, or sorry, I should say, if you're running on the PAL or the American version, and running on the American version is an option, you know, it's like a couple of seconds slower than Japanese. There's a cape in VD1, and VD1 is very, very important to have cape on as well, as we were saying. Like, you can get up there without cape, but it's a lot more difficult. But yeah, if you're running on the American version, there's a cape in this level, also known as Freedom Cape, even though it's available on the PAL version as well. But it's not here on the Japanese version, so it's so punishing to lose cape or not have cape there, not be able to continue without it.
Well, and that's another interesting thing that I'm just thinking about now. Using American version versus Japanese version. I mean, if you're going for the scoreboards on speedrun.com or one of the other the scoreboards, I mean, you want to go for the fastest strategies possible. So obviously, like the Japanese version, because Japanese text goes faster, which means you get basically like a free time save with that, just simply by choosing it. But in like a race situation, since you've got to make some choices for consistency, I mean, would you make that choice to go with the American version, or do you think that it's not worth it?
I mean, I genuinely think that using the American version for New Star World is in question. It's possibly something I would have done in the past, and I mean, even if I was being like realistic, it's something I could even consider like these days. But this pretty much would be the only category where you could use the American version to your advantage, and it wouldn't be a bad thing if some people actually did that. So I agree that it should be an option for a lot of people, but top runners who are, maybe banking on themselves not making mistakes like that, probably will just say, give me the 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And we'll deal with it if we get to that point. But certainly what you're saying about doing race consistent strats, not going for everything RTA, very much recommended. Like the amount of races I've seen people lose because they've tried to save a second, then cost themselves like 2 minutes. It's sometimes not worth it.
I do it all the time, and I'm racing against myself. I mean, like I'm, it's something, when you're fighting for those couple seconds, when you're in the top 25, and literally every frame is the difference between a place or two. I can understand it, but it's like when you're, a newer runner and you're back in like the 90th place, and you know that you've got low hanging fruit that can save you, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, or whatever the case may be. I still do it. It doesn't matter. I'll still go for that 1 second time save that I have. Absolutely no reason to go for it. Got the auto scrollers. It's so nerve-wracking to watch someone fly through an auto scroller.
Yes, Butterbridge one. There isn't too much to do except try not to die and possibly go for a bit of swag. We saw Seathorn trying to go for Vine swag. Doing a 1-up block to the right will give you Vine. Is it to the right or the... Oh my goodness. Okay, so he's going for Pipefly. Very, very risky strat. We'll see if he... Okay, he's... Oh, he's still got P-Speed. Is this it? I don't know. I can't tell. Yeah, I didn't think it was in the end, but he didn't go for it. At least he didn't. At least he didn't think he had it and then realize he didn't, because that's the even worse thing.
I'm just doing a little maintenance on the side, so I apologize if I missed something super important.
Okay, Seathorn and Dabs making their way through Butterbridge 2. Noticing that Dabs has got a nice lead at the moment. Certainly in first place on the restream, but could definitely be ahead overall. Reminder that the 4 people on restream are not the only people racing.
I feel like you said before we started we had 11 people for this qualifier. Is that still accurate, or did we get a few more just before we started?
That sounds about right to me. Yeah, I think So there are 11 people in this race. There were 13 and 15 respectively for the last 2. Seathorn having a really nice room 1 there. And Seathorn not switching to Fireflower in room 2. Dabs also going for Dab Strat. Just making it a bit easier by doing that scroll at the start of room 2. Although I personally would still recommend switching to Fireflower over that. It seems to be... Oh my goodness. That's so close. Dab's nearly getting hit there. Switching to Fireflower, at least real time, is faster than doing the scroll in room 2, although it does save in-game time. So basically, the in-game timer pauses as you scroll the screen, but scrolling the screen costs like 0.5 or 0.6.
You know, one thing I do want to mention too, because we saw both Dabs and Seathorn fly through room 2 there. This is something that kind of blew my mind, because you don't feel it, is that flying is faster than running. I was really shocked to learn that, because I mean it must be like very close, but flying is just a little bit faster.
It's something that over time runners will actually be able to notice, and it's so difficult. So with flight speed, so whenever you start flying, your flight speed is going to be locked, and you can change your flight speed by tapping right, and you're going to get anywhere between... Now, I should know the bottom limit. The top limit is the more important thing, but I think it's 46 to 51. 51 being the max speed that you can get by adjusting your flight speed. And, you'd be quite right to ask yourself, how can people tell the difference between 50 speed and 51? You're talking like sub-pixels there. It's just so much practice. It's really crazy. It takes a long time, but sorry, those FOI 1 wings from Seathorn were absolutely beautiful. Just watching while I was rambling.
I'm lost now.
Taking the lead as well.
Oh, Seathorn's going for the there. Oh, yeah, I got it. All right, the Yoshi clip.
Very nice.
How much?
So Seathorn and Dabs are both on fairly decent pace here. They've both had a couple of small hits.
Do you know how much time that Yoshi clip saves?
Right, so I think we had a bit of a chat about this last night. So just looking at the in-game timers alone, you can get without an insta clip, you can get a 239 with the first try, 22 for iDabs. Sorry. Now doing FY2 optimally without Yoshi, you can get very, very close. I mean, Yoshi clips compared to optimal FY2 without clips really isn't that much of a time save, but the difficulty, the difficulty for that is pretty huge. So it can, it saves like less than 10 seconds if you're being totally strict about it. But in reality, it usually saves more because people aren't good at FY2 without clips. It's really hard. So it's not a super easy answer, but
oh, that was a nice pipe entry from Seathorn there. Pipes and doors are speedrunners' nightmares in this game. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize. Got excited there.
I'm just watching. Seathorn getting through there nicely, having no issues with Royfly, getting through very, very comfortably. Hopefully Dabs will follow suit. Okay, so Dabs is going for a slightly different strat. It's just another way of judging it, but he gets through there. Bit closer than what Seathorn was, for sure.
Wow. I'm watching Dabs hit the roof 7 times or something like that.
Yeah, that was beautiful from Dabs. That was a really nice finish. And okay, so you'll notice that Dunkel is going through most of this level normally, but still has Yoshi. He's going to go for easy clip. Okay, doesn't get.
I haven't seen it. I'm not. I don't know the easy clip, so I really want to see this. I'm watching very intensely.
It's pretty easy. You park your Yoshi next to that corner, and then hold right and down, and then tap A, and you'll either get it or you won't. It's whether the game decides to let you in, but it's very, very easy.
Well, you know, the thing that I did see there with that is that the retry was very fast, whereas the retry with the first clip, it's a lot longer to set up. Watching Dunkel reset for a second try, because it took him 2 tries to get that easy clip. I mean, it was so that has to factor in quite a bit.
Yeah, again, unless you're really, really good at FOI2 normal without clips, even easy clip is going to save you time.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people say, oh, easy clip doesn't save time. Well, not if you're a god at FOI2 without clips, but in reality, it's usually going to save time for runners compared to what they would have to do without it, which is sort of the more important thing to mention. And like certainly whenever you said about clips earlier, even though clips only save like less than 10 seconds, they're probably going to save you up to 30. Like I would go as far to say up to 30, because I know how difficult FY2 is without clips and how slow it can be.
You know, so I play. There's a concept in Magic the Gathering that we talk about a lot, and it's great for just life in general. Is expected value. You know, what's the expected value of this choice versus that choice? You see it in gambling a lot.
Yeah, it sounds like you're describing a percentage play or equity, like equity.
Absolutely, yes. And so that's what I think of when we talk about, you know, going easy clip, hard clip, or just going without Yoshi clips. What's your expected value? Because obviously the slowest one. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh well, I mean, I just feel like at least from just having seen lots and lots of runs and races, the answer feels like very inherent to me. But I feel that is always the best play to go for the normal clip, like the clip that people go for at the start.
Mm-hmm.
Now there is a decent question: at what point do you stop? Because it can be pretty difficult if you keep missing it as well. You get frustrated, and I've seen people miss it like 10, 20 times in a row. So that's an important question. Some people will go for easy clip after the first attempt. Now that isn't what a lot of people do, but there are different ways of approaching it. But I would always recommend at least go for the hard clip once, or at least normal clip.
Mm-hmm.
I personally would probably never stop attempting it, with the exception of if I don't have a fire floor, then I can maybe save some of that time back if I don't get it first try. I'd maybe continue if I missed it first try without fire. Depends. It really depends. Certainly, if I was in the lead in a 1v1, I'd take that approach probably.
Yeah.
Depends. Again, it depends how far. And this isn't something that we're going to be seeing in these qualifier races, but whenever you're participating in 1v1s, with the exception of Rando where you're not allowed to, I always recommend checking out where your race partner is, because if you're 2 minutes ahead of them, you might want to pump your brakes. You might want to just say, you know what, let's just get through the game and win this. I think that's one of the most important things for these races that a lot of people don't take into account. they'll maybe like make a big mistake and go on mega tilt, but they don't realize they're like 2 minutes ahead, and then the rate like they just lose the race because their mindset.
Mm-hmm. It is a. I mean, I've kind of been saying this all day. It's a complete, or not a completely different. It's very different to be running races versus
I
running
agree.
against your PB.
I agree. Also, sorry, I want to say that Room 2 Wendy's from Seathorn was very, very good.
Yeah, I'm watching. Oh,
I'm just gonna say you need to refresh. I can tell that you're behind me as well. It's one of those things that can just happen.
I'm not surprised. My internet is not the best. Oh.
No worries. I understand it can be tricky in the US. You gotta play the cards you're dealt. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Is there well, I suppose the unique gimmick in this one is just Cape. Too bad it's OP, and you can really, really abuse it.
Mm-hmm.
I also just want to mention, right, so Yoshi is obviously miles behind because of that reset, but from every moment I've been checking over, it actually seems like he's on a decent run. At least from the point where he reset. In terms of this race, though, it's going to be pretty hard not to come dead last. He reset like 8 minutes in.
I mean, you never know. You never know. Well, I
Well,
know
honestly, Yoshi's good enough where he could like scoop up on like one or two people here getting 40s. Although he did wait about 5 minutes before starting as well.
the only like we don't have another auto scroll because I feel like those can be the most punishing. If you die at the end of an auto scroll, you lost the 2 minutes. Period. There's nothing you can do to get that back. Whereas, you know, in these.
Whoa! Seathorn got the double. Yeah, he got the double despawn, but it's also a very risky thing. He just lost one of his capes and kept the boo cloud. That's very rare. Nicely done, Seathorn. Very precise. And he despawned the mushroom as well. Unlucky.
Does despawning the mushrooms save time?
No, he probably was just wanting it for a backup and it wasn't there. Because normally runners wouldn't touch the right-hand side of that at all. So that's the only thing I can imagine, because it is laggier over there.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Because Valley of Bowser won without Yoshi. Doing this with P-Speed and with Flight, it's so easy to get frame ruled and get hit by one of these guys.
So, you know, I see these runners on the Suck and Go ship going all the way to the left and hugging the wall on the way down. Is that because of lag, or do you think that that's more because of just
it's lag reduction.
It is lag reduction? Okay.
Anybody who's watching Seathorn's screen as well will notice that a lot of those Mega Moles, he doesn't spin them, even though that is sort of like the intended method of killing them. Oh, you just would have saw in Dab's stream there. So those guys can frame rule you if you spin them, and you're not in a good frame rule. So if you what do you call it? I should know. Cape invulnerability. If you do that, if you sort of like dive bomb into them.
Oh no! Oh.
It saves that from happening. And yeah, it's so unforgiving. Pretty much Dab's dying there because of getting frame ruled there. And then getting hit, but it's a bit of a snowball effect. Okay, Seathorn getting his wings as he always does for good luck, and he's in there.
Got the clip.
Let's go.
That was fun to watch. That was really fun to watch.
My goodness, I wasn't super convinced he was going to make that cycle. He bonked and still made it. That was incredible. Very well done, Seathorn. And this run is actually on decent pace. This run has potential.
I'm sorry, I'm getting quiet because I'm just intensely watching some of these runners.
I totally understand. You have the best taste in the house, so That's one of the good things I like about commentary. It feels like you've got front row seats.
It does. It absolutely does. It's yeah. This is so much fun.
So I would recommend that everybody put their eyes to the bottom left-hand portion of the screen because we're going to see some pretty impressive stuff from Seathorn if I was to make a prediction. And he certainly is not taking this slow. Now that damage boost that he does looks like a mistake every time. I had to train myself not to. My goodness. Okay, so he pulls out right at the end there. There's more craziness that you can do, but fair play. We saw Akisto do the full strats earlier, which was just incredible.
What is that damage boost for? Because I thought that was a mistake, but...
Oh yeah, the damage boost. Seathorn is like the only person I've seen do it. There probably are others that do it, but I see him do it all the time. He did it in like every 96 race.
Is he doing it just to have fun and show off, or is there a time save?
There's probably a good reason why he does it. For consistency, and Dabs got there. That was incredible.
Nice.
That did not look like he was getting that. Oh no, Seathorn! Seathorn lost the cape. Those Mecha Koopas are horrible in Darkroom. And we're also getting a taste of why having Yoshi at this point of the run isn't even a really bad thing. Not only does it make this level easier, it makes Sunken Ghost Ship easier, and gives you a very good chance of having 2 capes. But we are now going to see one of the funky new cape fights that Seathorn likes to do. Seathorn is hot at this new cape fight. Certainly hope I didn't jinx in there. But, yeah, that first cycle was incredible. First cycle just so nice. Or not cycle, first is... Okay, Yoshi, or Dunkel, remember you can't take Yoshi in the sandbar. That's not a good idea. He remembers. So yeah, taking Yoshi in the sandbar probably means that you're going to die like 100% of the time. It is possible to get Yoshi through the whole thing, but it's so difficult. Yoshi basically doubles the size of your hitbox.
Why? I mean, do you think? I mean, is there any advantage to getting Yoshi through at this point? Because after,
what's that? Make sure to dump it. Oh, good save, Dobbs. That was such an incredible save. Big shout out to Dobbs for that save. Oh, and Bui is really trying his best. You see, I asked this before and I did get an answer, but is Bui like one little dinosaur guy, or is Bui the whole thing? Sort of like Diglett versus Doug Trio. Is Doug Trio the whole thing? But the consensus seems to be that Bui includes all 4 of the Rhinosaur guys. Whatever they are.
You know, I'll say that with Doug Trio, I feel like there's no question because the Pokemon say their name.
Yeah.
I mean, but with Resner and Blibway,
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Is this a PV from Seathorn? That is, I mean, I'm seeing those numbers in the right order, aren't they? Yeah. Holy crap, that was.
Oh wow. That's 7 seconds.
Seathorn. I mean, let me just see.
According to speedrun.com, that's a 7-second PB right there.
That is a 7-second PB at this level. That is absolutely incredible. Big congrats to Seathorn, showing us how it's all done, as always. The unfortunate thing is, all those 7 seconds don't even move him up from 13th, but...
he moves all the way from 13th place up to 13th place.
But then you've got 3 runs that are 33-12, 33-12, 33-11. But very well done. I'm so happy. Whenever I saw it, I was like, am I saying this right? Oh no, the Seathorn forget to split.
GG.
Yeah, incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Oh no, what happened there?
He must have forgot to split, but it doesn't matter.
You know what I know that I do this pretty often is that I on my keyboard the button to undo a split is I just use the dash button because it's up in the corner on my D-pad, or not D-pad, the numpad. But then when I go to type in a file name for like saving it to upload and get verified later, I'll type in the date and like I'll hit that dash button, and so it's like right in the middle of typing out the time that for my new PB, I'll undo my splits, and it's so frustrating to look up and see the timer still going. And go,
And
why?
big congrats to Dobbs, finishing up with a time of 35:17, and came second overall, not just on the restream. Actually,
Do we have some issues there? Or what's
no, we don't have any entrance or issues. Or I'm typing, or I'm reading. I just said what I was typing there, but yeah, I'm just having a look. We have had 2 forfeits in this race. We had Yoshi forfeit, unfortunately. Yoshi is still going on their restream. Big shoutouts for that. But yeah, oh, and Milani has finished up with a time of 36:18. Very well done on the 3rd place.
Do we have any idea what Milani's time was on the last run?
I actually think that might be a PB. I'm not 100% sure. It's better than the last run, but I think that's actually getting close to Milani's PB. Oh, actually, never mind, not even close. Milani has a PB of 35:10, which is a very, very respectable time.
In this category, I'm just scrolling down the list of runners. It is very tightly packed. I mean, each second.
Yeah, I for sure I got a taste of that last night. So last night my PB was 34 minutes exactly. I PB by 16 seconds and moved up like I think from 33rd to 17th. And like
congrats!
or something like that. Or sorry, 36th to 23rd. Okay, yeah, kind of almost right. But yeah, once you get to that like 33:40 right through to the 35 range, it's so tightly packed, like you mentioned. We have more people finishing up. We have Shady Force finish up in 4th place at the time of 36:41. Dunkel Gothic, GG, finishing up with a time of 37:10. Venom Play in 6th place, 37:47. Reminder, folks, that the registration for this tournament is still open. You can get signed up, entered in already, and good to go for the next tournament, or sorry, the next qualifier race, which starts in less than 10 minutes, right?
So this is I know that we require 3 qualifying times in order to enter the brackets.
Mm-hmm.
This was our 3rd run, right? So some people are actually have 3 qualifying times at this point.
I believe Dobbs and Shitty will have. Let me see. Are there anybody else that Marcelo probably does as well? I think Marcelo was in all 3 races. So yeah, already we'll have people with top 3 times, but there's absolutely no penalty doing as many races as possible. We take the top 3 and average them. So essentially, if you did them all, theoretically, you would think that you would have a far bigger advantage over someone with a crazy schedule who can only maybe do 2 or 3. Or well, if you're only able to do 2, that's not a good thing because you need to do at least 3. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Is now, is it for these qualifiers? What do we have a bar that you have to get over? You have to be under such and such time with your 3 qualifier average, or is it the best
it's the top 64 entrants that will be taken into the bracket? As it stands,
okay.
There aren't 64 entrants, so the only requirement is doing at least 3 races.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's not just a formality because the seating is entirely based off racing, or sorry, your race times, which something I support. I think it's more representative of just taking top times. But There is a good chance that more than 64 people will enter, in which case you've got to come in the top 64.
I mean, and there's prize money as well.
There is indeed. I'm just trying to find where I put it. I've got so many tabs at this point.
I'm looking. I'm like Discord, internet, Wikipedia. Why do I have a Wikipedia article up?
Yeah, actually, that's another good thing to mention. So, if you want to keep up to date with all of the speed gaming events, obviously you can follow the Twitch channel, Speed Gaming 1 through 6. Sorry, well, actually, this is just Speed Gaming. But on Twitter, it's at Speed Gaming Show. Also, for anything SMW related, at SMW Community. But I was just reminded of that because that's where we posted the announcement.
So I see. I'm also looking, just in jumping through my tabs and seeing what we have, what I have up. I noticed. So we have tonight. We have 3 more qualifiers, 3 more qualifying races.
That sounds correct to me. I think there were 6 in this session.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've done 3. Should be 3 more.
And then tomorrow, Saturday, we have 6 as well. But it's going to be a little bit earlier in the day. And then Sunday, Monday, nothing on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.